Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I am going to bring a lot of value to you today with this video. So the first thing I want you to do is pause this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you can get all the cool videos with all this value that I am going to start to provide to you right now. Okay, the main point about today's video is I want to teach you everything I know from the beginning to the end. So basically I want to teach you how to start your car dealership, what you need to get licensed, all right? How to get your first car, how to get your first sale. So if you take a notebook out or get your notes app on your phone and pay attention, write some things down, I guarantee you that you will become an expert. All right, or you will have a very good idea of what you need to do in order to be successful and to start a car dealership and get your idea going, right? Okay, so let's start with you have an idea, right? You want to do something else. You have a job and you're not happy with it, or maybe you're a car salesman and you work at a dealership and you want to get your own stuff, right? Or whatever your situation may be, you want to buy and sell cars. I'm going to go ahead and teach you that. So first, it starts with you, right? It starts with the want and the need to want to do something else, to want to go out there. Maybe you want to make some more money. Maybe you want to spend more time at home. Maybe you want to be your own boss, whatever the case may be. It starts with your idea, right? So the first thing you need to do is you need to get a pen and paper and you need to do your homework. You need to do your research on what all is needed. So you can go on Google it, do what you have to do, and basically get an idea of everything, all the costs and stuff. So in this video, I'm going to give you the true cost of starting a car dealership. Okay, so when I mean do your research on what's needed is look around in your area, look at the dealerships in your area, and then look at the kind of cars they have and go to marketplace, look at what kind of cars are on there and stuff like that, and decide what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to buy cheap cars? Do you want to buy expensive cars? Do you have the money? Do you have the means? But if you don't, you want to start with cheap cars, something small. So with the startup costs, you need to keep that in mind, because there's startup costs and there's cost of doing business. Okay, but we'll get into that in just a little bit here. So once you have a budget in place, maybe you have some money to play around with, probably about $5,000, $10,000, you should be good to go. So the first thing you need to do, which is the most important thing, in the state of Texas, you need a location. You need a physical location in order for you to store your cars. You need a location with a minimum of 5 spots. Okay, so this can be it can be a gas station with 5 spots, like 5 parking spots outside, as long as there's an office building and a little telephone, internet, computer, phone, and fax, whatever. So it can be a gas station. It can be a, what do you call that? One of those tower buildings, the offices. It could be something like that too. But you're gonna want to stick with a little lot that you can put a couple cars in, maybe 5, something small. You're not gonna start big unless you want to. But what I suggest to you is first find a location, get a starter lot, something about $1,000 to $1,500 a month, and you're gonna have to put a deposit on that, $1,500 down, and then I guess the first month or whatever. But that's the location. That's step one. So have that mapped out. Kind of go around, look around for places that are for rent and stuff. And then number 2, you need to get your legal structure in place. And what I mean by this is you need to register your business with the state, right? So you need to get your name. It can be a sole proprietorship, a DBA, which is the most common one. There's also LLCs, which is limited liability companies. That's what you want to stick with. But I'm not going to go in depth with all this. So you need to get your legal structure in place. You need to establish a business name. You need to get a business phone number and your website. That's very important. You need to have a website. So even if you don't have an address, even if you have anything, the first thing you need to do is get a phone, get a website, and establish your name. Okay. Once you have that in place, you have your location, you have your legal structure, LLC or whatever, the next step is to apply for an EIN, which is an employer identification number. And you go to the IRS website to get this number, which is kind of like a social security for your business. And next thing you need to do is you need to register with your state to get a resale sales tax form, so you can buy cars and you can sell cars and pay taxes and stuff like that. Which the costs, I'm going to add up the costs here in a minute. But next you need to apply for what's called a surety bond. Surety bond is basically like a cushion or a bond that protects you in case somebody sues you. And there's a lot more that I'm going to go into depth in different videos. But you need a surety bond in Texas, and it's a max of $25,000, kind of like an insurance policy. And the cost of that is usually around 5%, 10%, it all depends. So if you have really good credits, probably about 150 to 250. But if you don't, it's going to be around 2,500 to 1,500. It all depends. Well, 15 to 25. So I don't know. But you can do a payment plan on that. So don't worry about that. The next thing you need to do is, once you have your surety bond, once you have your legal structure, business name, phone number, website, and location, you're ready to apply for your dealer's license. And you can do this online by going to the e-licensing portal under the state of Texas and fill in all the information. They're going to require pictures of the lot, pictures of your sign, pictures of the 5 spots with the names on them. And the license costs around $6.99. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to do the cost at the end so you can see the true cost of starting up a dealership in Texas. So once you get your dealer's license, it should get approved in about 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. So you have to be sure that for it to get approved, you have to have everything, like I said, the lot, the website, the phone number, the structure, your LLC, blah, blah, blah. Right. All right. The whole shebang. Once you get your dealer's license, you're not ready yet. You're almost there. Your next step is to go to Auction Access and sign up with them. So they give you a badge, which is like your identification card that allows you to register with every auction in the United States. And you can go just to auctionaccess.com and then sign up, put all your information, create your profile, go to a local auction. They're going to take a picture of you, and then the card is going to be mailed to the auction you go to in the first place. So once you sign up with Auction Access, next thing you need to do is to buy your first car, right? So here you are. Now you're signed up with Auction Access, you're ready to buy your first car. You have to locate an auction near you, or locate any auctions in the city. I prefer to go to either Manheim. Other Manheim locations are pretty good, and America's Auto Auction is also good as well. There's also Odessa and any other ones that, if you're a car dealership, you're familiar with these. So get in there, find out the sale dates and times, and go ahead and bid on your first car. Buy your first car. Once you buy your first car, it's going to be time to advertise it, right? And when you buy your first car, you need to have you need to keep track of all the cars you buy and all the costs on the car. Let's say you do reconditioning or you put parts on it. So for this you're going to need what's called a DMS, right? A DMS is a deal management software, which it's basically like your dealership in this software. It shows your inventory and it shows all your deals, all the cash deals that you've done or whatever. This is where you would fill in the customer's information, print the forms and everything on your DMS. After you have a DMS, you also need what's called a CRM, which is a customer research manager. A CRM is a software that allows you to keep track of all the people. It's basically like an online Rolodex. It's going to have all you people's phone numbers, names, emails, and you need this for your dealership so you can keep track of all the customers that came to your dealership, and then you can market to them, or you can call them or whatever, follow up with them for life, or until they tell you to stop, or they change the phone number, whatever. Get to that in another video. Anyways, next, this is a funny one too. If you're gonna sell your first car on payments, guess what? You need a license for that too. You need to contact the OCCC, which is the Officer of the Consumer Credit Commissioner or something like that in Texas, and you need to apply for a finance license. Without this license, you can't take payments and you can't finance a car in-house or anything like that. So the state can come fine you if they find out. Anyways, your first sale. You need to market online and market offline. Offline can be word of mouth, maybe, tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, the family members, whatever. You can also print a sheet of paper, post them in places where people go a lot, or places where you go to eat, get some business cards, leave them there, build a relationship with these people and tell them you sell cars, and then they're going to refer you to other people and stuff. All right. So on your first cash sale, whenever you first get the customer in, let's say you already bought the car, you have the car fixed, everything is good and it's ready to go. You already have a customer. Customer comes in, they like the car, they pay you for the money. Now what, right? What do? Great. Well, now you need to give them all the paperwork. And the most of the important sheets are a buyer's order, which shows the sales price, taxes, and everything itemized. An application for a Texas title, a county of title application, basically the county in which you're going to register the car. So it's buyer's order, title application, county of title issuance, and then you have your buyer's guide, which is the as is. And it's a form that allows your consumers to know that they're purchasing the vehicle as is. So there's no warranty on the car, nothing like that, I mean, of course, if you're goodwill, you can go ahead and always give money back, whatever, but by law, you don't have to. So just make sure everyone knows what they're buying and it should be all right. Title transfers, plates, follow-ups, right? Okay, customer pays you, signs all the paperwork. Now what? They ask for the title. Where's the title? When you go to the auction to buy a car, you pay them. The seller sends the title to the auction, and then the auction gives you the title. The title is in your company's name. Whenever you get this title, you can either fill the title in the back yourself and take it to the courthouse and transfer yourself, or you can outsource that to a title service, and they're going to keep your account and they're going to keep doing all your plates for you. Once you pay the courthouse to go and transfer that title from your business to the customer's name, the courthouse will then mail the customer the title, and the plates will be issued to you, the dealer. And then the dealer will call the customer and either mail it to the customer or have the customer come by and pick up the plates from you. Next thing is referrals, right? Follow up and referrals. So once you sell a car, you want to call this customer within about 2 weeks or a month, or maybe within about 2 or 3 days, or maybe that same day, and ask for a referral. Who else do you know that needs a car? Who else, do you think could use a car? Do you know anyone looking for a car? And offer something in exchange. If they allowed bird dogs or referrals or whatever, you can pay these customers for bringing you business, or you can give them a gift card or equal value if you provide services or whatever, anything to compensate them, which is going to motivate them to send you more customers. Let's say you want to finance your first sale. Okay, how do you finance your first sale? How do you take payments on your car? Well, my suggestion to you is, let's say you are in the low end budget, right? And you want to buy cheap cars. Go to the auction and purchase a car that's around $1,000 to $1,500 that you have to put minimum work in, and that you make sure the car runs good, drives good, and that it's going to last 6 months, a year, 2 years. It's going to last, right? So what your goal is, you need to collect as much money down to cover the cost of your car. So let's say you paid $1,500 for the car, try to get $1,500 down. That way you can repeat the process, take that money, go buy another car, and do the same thing. And then the payments that you're getting is the cherry on top. That's profit that you get to keep. And once these customers pay off the car, of course the title is going to have a lien. The lien is going to be released, and they can do whatever they want with the car. All right. Next, once you have your finance license in place, you can do what's called bank deals. You can sign up banks. So reach out to your local lenders, or go on Google and find out subprime lenders for auto dealerships and call every single one of them and try to get set up with them. And they're gonna ask for forms and stuff like that, whatever. Doesn't matter. You're supposed to, if you got approved for your dealership, you're gonna get approved for the bank. So get all your paperwork in place, sign up your local lenders. You need to fund your first deal. To fund a deal means the bank pays you, and the way the bank works is, I am the seller and I have Johnny is a consumer coming to buy a car from me, right? Johnny only has $500 to $1,000 down. Okay, so what we do is we take Johnny's information, we submit it to this lender, and then the lender reviews the does a risk assessment on this customer and sees and determines if they can afford a car or not, and they give you an approval based on that. So once you get an approval, they're going to give you what's called a net check, which is the last bottom line figure that the bank is going to write you a check for after all their fees are covered. So let's say you buy a car at the auction for $5,000, but it has a value of $7,500, clean trade. The bank will lend you at least 100% of clean trade, so they'll give you $7,500. So let's say everything's perfect. In a perfect world, everything goes great. You costing cars $5,000, including the reconditioning. You finance it to Johnny. Johnny comes in, sees you, buys the car from you, but you give the information to the bank about Johnny, and then the bank writes you a check, pays you cash on Johnny's behalf, and Johnny repays back that bank to cover his debt. So you and Johnny are free and clear, but Johnny and the bank are the ones that have a deal with it. So if you want to rewind this video a little bit so you can understand kind of what I said, go ahead and do that. Basically, the bank gives you a cash deal. Bank pays you, and then Johnny pays the bank back, and you're done. You're the middleman. You're in the middle. Okay. Last thing you need to do is create a marketing strategy. Okay. People need to know you. If they don't know you, they can't buy from you, right? I guess marketing is like if you're in a club or whatever and you're trying to wink at a girl in the dark. I mean, you know what you're doing, but nobody else does, So that's what running a business is without marketing or advertisement. So what you want to do is, in order to do free advertisement, take advantage of the free advertisement. You can do it on Facebook Marketplace. You can do it on OfferUp. You can do it on all the other classified websites. I was going to say Craigslist and stuff, but they're starting to charge now. So you can also do paid advertisement. I highly suggest you do paid advertisement, which you can do Facebook advertisements, Instagram advertisements, you can do YouTube advertisement, and so on and so on. All right. Offline strategy. How do you market if you don't have the money? Get creative. All right. Print out a piece of paper, like with your logo, a picture of a nice car or whatever, and on the bottom write down your name and phone number a bunch of times. That way you can have the sheet, and then at the bottom cut all those names and phone numbers so people can tear one and take it from it. This is what we used to do when we first started. All right, we used to get a lot of sheets of papers. We used to print our logo, the cars that we're selling, what we used to do, and the phone numbers, our names, and we used to go post them on nail salons, barbershops, restaurants, anywhere that we used to go, do business. So we used to tell them, hey, can we go ahead and post this outside your door or wherever? And we used to tear one or two off to make it look like other people had taken it already, so like create interest. But that's a little quick tip, old school tip that I was taught, that I'm passing down on to you. Okay, that's basically it. So let's add up the costs. All right, number one, location. Starter location can be around $1,500 a month. So you have $1,500 deposit, $1,500 right there. Next, your legal structure. If you go into like LegalZoom or something like that and you're in Texas, it's probably going to be around $700, but you can find somebody, do it yourself or whatever, and get away with paying like $350. So here we have $1,500 plus $350, $300 or whatever. Then you need to purchase your domain. purchasing a domain is going to be like probably $12 to $18, which is your website. You need to purchase that. And it's like $18 to $20 a year. Next, we're looking at your EIN and IRS. Your EIN and sales tax form is probably about $15 to $25 a piece. So you're looking at $50 right there. And your surety bond, like I said, if you have good credit, it's going to be anywhere from $150 to $250. I paid $250, and I know somebody who paid, who didn't get approved, and they had to pay the full amount, which was the $1,500. But they set them up in the payment plan where you put a percentage down, which, for example, in this instance, $450 down. You pay $110 a month for whatever the remainder difference is that you owe. You know. Dealer's license is $699, so $699 for the dealer's license. Let's see what else. Wow, yeah, you need your sign and everything else. Sign costs around, if you can get away with a nice one, a cheap one, probably around $150, $200. Get a nice sign. Let's see. Auction access is not free either. You have to pay $100 for that. Auction access, just to go and buy cars. If you have to sign up with these auctions, you need to pay sometimes a sign up fee. Like First Choice Auto Auction has a sign up fee, and if you're not signed up with them, IAA also has a sign up fee. I think it's $200 to sign up with them. But don't look at it that way. You know, don't look at the small little initial payments. Just focus on the big picture, on how much money you're gonna make in the end. You know, so that's the goal right here. And OCCC, the CRM, the DMS, the OCCC, man, it adds up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take it on the calculator right here in front of you, and we're gonna do the math, right? The numbers that I have right here. So $1,500 for a location, $1,500 deposit, plus we're looking at your legal structure. Let's say you get away with $150. Let's say yeah, so you get your location for $1,500. Your business name is free. You're probably gonna pay $15 for that, and then your website probably about $18 for that. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, you need a phone. Your phone. So if you have like an existing plan, let's say T-Mobile or whatever, you're probably gonna pay around $100 a month for the phone. So let's say $100. All right. The surety bond, let's say best case scenario, $250. The dealer's license, $699, $25.82. Where is it? The sign, if you get away, like I said, with a good sign, you're looking at $250, $28.32. All right. And then the OCCC plus $600, $34.32. Oh, your CRM and your DMS, that's not free. So $100 for the DMS, and what was it, $60 for the CRM. That's $35.92 so far. Let's see what else we have here. Forms, like I told you, you need to buy forms. So like filing forms, you need to go and buy what's called like deal jackets to put all your customers' information in. And if you get it from your local dealer, supplier, form supplier, whatever, they usually charge around $40 per form. So you only need one. 40, so you're looking at 36 so far. 36. Let me see. What's the rest? The auction access, $100. 37, 32. Your OCCC license is not free, $600. You're looking at 43.32. See? Yep. So that's what you're looking like. $4,332. That's before you buy a single car, before you pay for a marketing or advertisement. So what can I tell you? $5,000 will get your business started in Texas. All right. You don't have to do that all the way. You can take baby steps. You can do a little at a time, and you'll get it done. All right. So I hope you feel confident. Restart this video, watch this video over again if you have to, and hope you've been taking notes. So you're looking at around $5,000. You can start your dealership. Before you even buy a car, go to the auction, buy a couple cars, you know, or if you find, like I said, one of those office buildings, as long as the state approves the address, you have a sign and everything, and you have 5 spots to sign, you can get away with paying probably about $650, $700 for rent. So decrease the cost right there. You know, $5,000, you're safe. So as long as you save up $5,000, you can start this whole process and get it going. So if you stuck around, thank you so much for watching. This was a long video, but if you've been listening, it just time flies. Okay, so like I said, please hit that like button if you found some value in this video. Subscribe. I have more of these videos coming, and I want to teach you some other things as well. Okay, I want to go basically one by one explaining what to do in order to be basically successful, get the ball rolling. Okay, so once again, thank you for watching. Hit that like and subscribe, and hope you have a wonderful day. If it's night, hope you have a good night. Please comment below what your thoughts are. Please comment below if you have any questions, and we will answer your questions in the comments, or we will make videos specifically for your questions. Okay, once again, thank you very much. Have a good one. Take care.